There is this mentality that you should only be with someone who is trainable. I wouldn't necessarily say that they need to be trainable. Like, I don't like those words, but I would say they need to be open to considering your needs, open to considering your desires and what that would look like for your relationship.
Open. No.
Because, but here's the thing: we leave too much room. Open means considering. It does not mean implementing. So if I'm open, I'm just considering, but I'm not implementing.
But I ain't really fucking with it.
Yeah, trainable means I am doing. Like I am trained. Like, okay, hey, listen. But here's the thing: realistically, let me ask you a question. If I was to come to a session of yours, and you were to give me advice, I more likely than not would have success if I implemented your advice, which means I need to be trainable and receptive on who's giving me certain, I guess, advice and or guidance.
Yes, you need to be receptive to it.
Trainable.
No. I just think that the word trainable probably has a negative connotation.
For me.
It's not ugly word because,
but guys, there are. Let's just agree that there are better words.
Conditioning, right?
Yes.
So talking about reinforcements, punishments, things like that. That is conditioning, right? And so allowing
adaptable, flexible, dynamic,
open,
flexible is not no.
I like those words because they have an element of humanness to it. I feel like when people say you're training someone, you're seeing them as an animal.
What do you call somebody who works out or works people out? A physical
instructor.
Trainer.
Okay, instructor.
A physical trainer. I never see physical instructor in bios. Okay, I see physical trainers. Like, we have to understand that our feelings on certain words, we gotta strip them, right? I understand we don't like the word trainable.
Make sure we get this on camera.
But we don't like the word trainable or training of because it does seem inhumane to some. But it's the reality. If you're not trainable, if you're not coachable, right, you cannot pick up certain habits that will actually be the blueprint for your success.
So you said coachable. I agree with coachable.
But coachable is trainable. You know, when I didn't listen to my coach, what he was saying, like, it's the same thing. You need to be in this spot.
But she's just saying, like, as a clinician, like, that's just not a good word.
Yeah, I think we're getting caught up
particularly a man says, "Oh, you need to,"
particularly a man.
I
don't like those words.
In my clinical experience, when I'm telling a man he needs to be trainable, he's going to get defensive automatically. Right. And so words matter. So you have to use words that are going to allow the person to hear it a little bit better so that they can act on it.
Yeah.
Training.
Orientation.
This is
training.
It is called orientation.
And they call it orientations now. A lot of people don't call it trainings anymore.
But it's the same thing. Tomato, right? Like training, orientation, coachable, trainable.
But you have to listen to what she's saying. She's saying if you're in a impasse with your partner, right? And you say, "Man, I just need you to be trainable." No,
Well, I wouldn't say with that.
Who would get defensive.
See, and that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say with that. I'd be like, "Hey, listen, babe, I need you to be more trainable. I'm gonna be more trainable. You're gonna be more trainable.
No.
With another girl.
Like I just don't see a man or a woman.
You saw that? You saw what I did there?
I just don't see a man or a woman being receptive to that word because I can see a woman being like, "Who the fuck you talking to?"
It's offensive.
And a man being like, "Am I a dog? Like, why are you even like using that language with
both
me?"
Ways.
I mean, again, and this is why, like, I think that my age is the perfect premier age because I get both sides of the fence. If you were I played sports, so I can only think of it from a sport aspect, which is why I don't take it as so much emotion.
I play sports too,
okay,
and I still don't take I don't like the word.
But you probably heard it before, right? When I heard it when I was a freshman, sophomore in college, it didn't bother me. He's like, "Yo, are you coachable?"
Rico, because that is in sport. We're talking about in relationships.
If you use that word in a relationship, it has a different connotation.
Right.
But it shouldn't, because it's the same word with the same
Right,
principality.
and I should have
Why
40
get
acres
caught
and a
up?
mule.
But why get caught up?
No. My thing is, I don't even want to get caught up. I'm
Right.
just
Yeah, so yeah,
what
let's.
I'm just saying is we have
there's
to
a different way
we
you
just
can
have to
communicate it.
understand.
Look at the reverse, Rico. The funny thing about the reverse is if you say to someone, let's say one of Aaron's girlfriend called, what happened? That dude wasn't trainable. He was untrainable. You understand that?
That's too.
Untrainable is more understanding, right?
Nobody
You're
even
not,
says this. in
guys.
the
Where she?
No one says
The point that
Actually,
the point that she's
guys
making
might
is
have said
it's
that.
using that with the actual person with whom you have the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. Like, you can't be like, yo, you ain't trainable. Like, I'm like, all right, I ain't. Fuck out of my face, you know? Like, but you can't use those words because you want them to be receptive to what you are saying, and you don't use words with combative or negative connotations
Right.
in order to have someone buy in to whatever it is you're selling. Like, it's just like, why would you create a barrier to what it is you're trying to accomplish?
I think we should normalize this. I think the first thing you should do, men and women, when you're gonna get into a relationship, you ask, are you trainable?
Oh.
Are you trainable? If you are not, especially if you're in your later on years in life, because when you're, 22, you're way more flexible because you're still finding yourself and you're finding your groove. If you are 35 and older and you're cemented in your ways, primarily, like, not primarily, but majority of your ways, you need to be like, are you trainable? I need you to be able to adapt and mold into the things that I like. These are my list of things that I like.
Yeah.
What are your lists? And if I'm not trainable
Cut.
or willing to be trained by your list, then we should not even waste the time.
You
does
see
that?
how you
Who
interchanged
does that?
adaptable,
Yep. There you
coachable,
go.
flexible,
There you
all
go.
of those words in that
I
full
added them-
statement,
I
right?
added them
so
so
that
you
makes
under-
it easier. You don't even need to
Yeah.
take.
Y'all
You
heard
could
what he
take the
said.
training
But if you,
out.
because no, the thing is this,
Rico just
it's
want
so
to battle.
funny. It's so funny
So
because
belligerent.
no, it's funny because Amanda is like iffy with directness. She pick and choose when she wants the direct part, right?
Why?
So
But that's
no, but hold on, wait, because what I'm trying to say is, if I was to say one word, but I gave you another 3 words so you understand how to receive the word without all of the definition, the context of the other words, because adaptable is super subjective, right? Adaptable could be like, yeah, I can adapt to some things, but there's some things that you can't adapt to, right? But if I say trainable, you already understand in full the good and the bad. Adaptable, I'm kind of dismissing anything that could be potentially be bad that I'm not really here for. And I think that's what we've got accustomed to, is only presenting the good or presenting the bad in such a good way so that we're not even prepared for the bad part when it does come. And it will come. So I need to tell you, hey, listen, well, I'm not in that position right now, but are you trainable? It sounds like something that we should really take into consideration.
man, come on. It's literally if someone
I
had
need you to get up at 5 o'clock,
the
make my
unmitigated
breakfast.
gall
I need you
to say that to me, I'm just gonna be like, you don't know how to read a room.
Mm.
You don't understand social cues. You don't know what how to read a room. You don't know what a connotation and a denotation is, because you literally told me like that you want me to be trainable like an animal, or like something that's in a non-human form.
Especially what comes after. You're like,
Yeah, but I want to be trained too.
That's you. You may be okay with that.
exactly, but it's what he's saying after. Like, I need you to be able to wake up, make my breakfast, do this.
That was
do
a joke.
No, he was
First of all.
joking.
He was joking with that, but before, what he
She was
said-
quick to remember
No,
something,
but
right?
before, what
He
did
said
say
flexible,
before?
adaptable.
Okay, but for his needs.
Oh wait.
So, yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
He was like, I need you to be trainable to.
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
Okay.
do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
At
it's
the end,
just like, if you present that to anybody, who is going to take that in a positive way?
Right.
a lot of people, someone who's serious.
5 in the morning and do this and that. She said, "Okay, can I train you? Like, what do you need? Well, for me to make your breakfast, I need you to do this and do this." And be like, "Yeah, I could train to do that."
First of all,
Can we get the
anybody-
clinician's
First
perspective?
of all, that was a joke, so let's not run with it. Because if anyone ever even said, "I need you to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and
It's
make
crazy.
my breakfast," I'm gonna say, "Who are you talking to?"
But you know what's crazy to me?
I don't even need you to say like, "Are you trainable?" Like that sentence and is enough because like, what are you expecting of this relationship right now? Are you expecting me to serve you, or are we going into a partnership?
Well, here's the thing. First of all, a partnership usually a healthy one. You're serving each other, right? In some way, aspect, or form.
True.
I think that we've gotten to la la land and subjectiveness when we get into relationships. But the reality is, if I go to school and they say, okay, you want to be a lawyer? These are all the things you must complete, and these are the times you must be there. These are the due dates of every assignment. If I go to a job before I get hired, you need to be at work at 8 a.m. You get off at 9 p.m. Your lunch is at 1 p.m. We are already so used to structure on our day-to-day life and everything else. The fact that we now bring in structure in the initial aspect of dating, it becomes inhumane. But it's realistically, no, we are operating on a structural basis your entire life, and you need to be including it in every aspect and form. And then that way you might have more success, because you can either say, just like when you go to college or when you go to your job, you can either say, I'm going to take this job, I'm going to take this opportunity, or I'm going to leave it. I know what it entails. I know what I don't like about this. I know what I do like. I know what I can live with. And no one is doing that, which is why the dating pool is so filled with piss now and everybody's upset.
But because hold on, because wait,
50% success rate in dating.
no.
50%.
But
Wait,
okay,
that's
things
crazy.
are not very clear though. See, that's the thing. If you're saying like you're going to law school, like you said, it's very clear your expectation.
path.
It's outlined for you. This is what we expect from you so that you can succeed in this program. In relationships, it's never that clear. People don't know how to communicate with each other.
So many
People don't
factors.
know. There are factors, there's variables, there's communication styles. So people are walking around, whether they're passive aggressive, whether they expect you to read their minds. People don't communicate clearly. Like, hey, in this relationship, this is what I expect, right? This is what I expect.
Yeah.
Now let's figure out, are we supposed to be? It's never that way.
That's the problem.
If we come
It
back
is.
to that, because we got to close out in a little bit. So I'm going to say this. So if we come back to that, is it fair to say if you got with somebody off the door, out of 30 days, I need sex 20. If that's going to be a problem for you, let me know now. Oh, I only like to have sex 10 times. Are you trainable to do 20?
Nobody's doing that.
Or trainable to do 10, either or.
Nobody's doing that. I don't like unreal.
Or am I trainable to do 10?
Realistically,
Nobody's doing
I
that.
understand what you're saying
Y'all
about
beating this
structure.
horse. I know that.
Exactly, because I understand what you're saying about structure. It's absolutely true, but it just doesn't, like, presenting it in a way that, like, asking are you trainable is just not appropriate to me. Like, that's just not it. If you're going into a relationship, you guys are usually talking about what fulfills you in a relationship. You're saying, you know, what you like, what your love language is. I feel like those are common conversations that you have. And along the way, you learn each other very specifically so that you guys fit a certain dynamic. You don't ask someone like, are you trainable?
Well, the thing is, I think a lot of people are set in their ways. So, they need to be trainable.
So regardless of semantics
you.
between the training, the coaching, whatever you want to call it, it's, you have to recognize that you don't want to take away people's freedom of choice.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes, we
So
do.
yes, in the beginning, you try to talk about, these are the things that I need in a relationship. These are my expectations in a relationship. You don't necessarily come out saying, are you coachable? Are you trainable? You can say, these are the things that make me feel loved. Can you provide that for me? And leave it. If they say yes, amazing. If they say no, then you have your answer. You have to decide for yourself, because you have free will, to be able to say, yes, I'm going to deal with this, or no, I'm just going to, cut my losses and move on.
Like this.
All right, so I'm just gonna read off some of these so we can have it for the show. So sexual drive versus sexual desire. So sexual desire is the mental part, the one we think of as libido. This means that your libido has to do more with your brain than your genitals. Sexual arousal is the physical part. So it's the physical response of lubricating or getting and sustaining an erection. So sex drive, women with stronger drives may be attracted to both sexes Men have a stronger sex drive than women, allegedly. I don't know. That's what they say.
First
And
35 years.
What is
Allegedly.
it? And this gender difference is evident in cross-cultural research involving men and women from 53 countries. Yeah. In each nation study, men, of course, self-reporting, men self-reported stronger sex drives than women. But that's the problem with self-reporting. You know, it unfortunately it's subjective.
I think that, we confuse sex drive with sex appetite.
So what's the
I
difference?
mean, there's 3 different.
Because I can have sex with 100 different girls in 30
Definitions.
days, but I can't have sex 100 times with one girl in 30 days. That's too much.
So what's the difference? I mean, I don't know. Can you tell us the difference? I don't
That
know.
make sense?
Appetite and desire.
And
Appetite,
desire.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
we have the definition for desire.
No, appetite isn't on here. I gave
Appetite,
I
I've
gave
never-
She's saying it's equivalent, right? The desire.
No,
and
no,
the
no.
appetite?
I was saying,
See, when you have when you have a desire for something, that means you're able to consume it,
the same thing.
right? So, like, I think what Rico's saying, like, he has the ability, but not necessarily the desire. So, if he has the same woman, he has the ability to have sex with her 100 times, but he might not have the desire to do it. But give him 100 different women, he'll definitely have the desire to have sex 100 times.
and he gonna get that package.
Why you gonna wish the worst on me? That's crazy.
Is
The probability is high on
Thank
that.
you.
It's only
one,
100
so I'm just
women.
saying.
was that did we categorize
That's
these
only 100
definitions
women. That's
correctly?
not even a lot.
Okay.
That's 100 girls a
Definitely.
lot.
This says that some of the benefits to an active sex life. It says that I guess your well-being and you have a better quality of life. People who have an active sex life may be more physically fit, happier, have better cognitive function,
Mhm.
have an increased life expectancy, have a better immune function, have a lower heart rate and blood pressure,
Yeah.
and experience less stress.